So if any of you have been here for a while, you know old Techne has a really bad addiction to Xbox controllers, right? I collect them. Who knows why? I don't even know. Actually, I do, because they look stinking awesome, right? I have an absolute ridiculous amount of them. Not just the design, not just the style, that's awesome, but the controller itself, it's a dream in my hands. It really is. Now, a controller in someone's hands, it's just like a mouse in someone's hand. This is going to be different for everybody, right? But Xbox controller is stinking perfect for me. Long story short right there, for me to get excited about an aftermarket controller by some other company takes a lot. It really does. We've covered a few on this channel. We've had a few winners, a few dudsies. Today, we're going to talk about the new controller for Xbox from Razer, the Wolverine V2. We can get a pass here, or we're going to get a dudsie. Let's check it out. V2 Chroma, by the way. Forgot to mention the Chroma, because, hey, we got RGB on here. Now, before we get into the RGB, what you can get in your box, of course, your controller, your detachable USB-C cable, which is braided, heavy duty, and as you can see, mighty long here. Then you can get two interchangeable thumbsticks, one concave tall, and then the domed short right there. All right, so let's take a quick look over of the controller. As you can see, here it is, just like the V2, big and plump right there. You're seeing our buttons on the back right here, two down there, and then two up here. You do have trigger stops, as you see in here. Here's regular. Pull those out. And as you see, you only have to press it half that way, mechanical, right on the back. Then you have 6 buttons right up top, down there. And you can tell they all sound a little bit different, like smooth and soft, a little bit clicky, and then really clicky. Same down here on the bottom. Coming up to the top, they're using their tactile switches up here, which they're stating are much more responsive and quicker actuation, kind of like a keyboard switch on a controller. I can tell you what, I can't tell a difference in game. I play a lot of Fortnite with a controller, and using the buttons, it's really hard on a controller to tell a difference from a regular controller. Back to our thumbsticks, as I stated, interchangeable, and they stick in there really good. They're not going to fall out. They go down, bam, and lock into place. As you see, they do not budge at all. D-pad feels just like the buttons over here, actually. And then you have your other buttons right up here, your share button and all that, and then your Xbox button. You do have RGB on this controller as well, right along the little swivels, and I thought it was kind of gimmicky, like, who needs RGB on their controller, right? And honestly, who needs RGB on their controller? But it does look cool. It really does, especially if you got the dark room or whatever. You're sitting there gaming and kind of see a little bit through your hands. Cheesy, corny, unnecessary, but cool. As far as adjusting controlling the controller, customizing the controller, you have the app right here. It's not Synapse, it's actually the Xbox controller app, which you're seeing on my Razer Blade, but it's the exact same on your Xbox. You just download the app and you can tweak it all right here. So as you see, go down here, adjust any of your buttons. You got your back buttons, your 2 up top there and everything. You can tweak all of that. Thumbstick sensitivity. So as you see here, it's saying enable clutch. So assign it and you assign your clutch and everything. What that's going to be is pretty much like on a gaming mouse, right? When you have that third button on the side, you press it and it slows you down to kind of get that snipe mode. Some call it like a sniper button and whatnot. That's what you're going to get right here if you activate it. I don't use that feature, but you do have it. Going back into the software here, you have vibration, where you can adjust your vibration here, and it really goes to town. Let me see if I can get a... It really vibrates really nice. And then again, back to the lighting, you have a couple effects over here, breathe, cycle, static, or none. And now something that's really cool, actually when I was talking with Razer about this controller, they told me, hey, you have to have the app open, whether on your Xbox or your PC, the app has to be installed, active, your profile will transfer over as far as your customized buttons, and then your RGB on the controller, right? If not, it'll go right in a cycle, kind of like you see with Synapse, right? You need to open. But believe it or not, fluke or something, I don't know, I set this whole controller up on my Xbox. my Series X. I did the app, got it adjusted, right? Played a little bit on there, unplugged it, plugged it into my PC without the app running or anything, and everything saved exactly how it is. The RGB, the buttons, everything. Exactly how I set it in the app, saved to the controller. But Razer said, no, it doesn't do that. I don't know what's going on right here, but I can tell you, mine did do that. All right, so we got a good look at the features, functions, the build, and all the adjustability, the customization on it. I don't know if I talked about the build too much. I can tell you what, it feels solid. It feels very solid right there, right? No creaking, no cranking, no rubbing, no nothing like that, right? But where I want to go with this now is number one, the shape. I think that's the most important right here. Again, when I put this into my hand, it sits in the back of my palm. My fingers wrap right around it. I don't know how well you guys can be able to catch that. The bottom down here is really big and bubbly. Bam, and it just wraps right into there, okay? So that's cozy. That's very comfortable right now. It fits great, but the thumbsticks, they're really far apart, right? So I'm like right here, and they're there, and it just throws me off compared to a regular Xbox controller. Let me get it over here, and again, it kind of swoops in. My thumbs go right on top of it like that. Coming back to the Razer one, I get it, and they're out to the side. I almost got to force my right thumb to be out to the side. Again, this is going to be different for everybody. Now, one other flaw right here, I think, are the back buttons, right? So again, I go right there, and to reach the back ones, I almost got to like stretch, especially for these guys up here on the top, right? So I can go here. To get those, I got to reach out there, and then I'm hurting my fingers right up here. I'm stretching around the entire controller. That's stinking annoying. To use the back buttons, it may sound like I'm complaining, right? Like I can be like this and press the back ones right there decently, but still I feel that strain right here in my finger. Like someone's like, dude, it's a controller. How are you straining your stinking hand? But when you get hot and heavy in that game, you know, you don't want to strain yourself. You want to be focused on that game, not, oh, hey man, how are my fingers? And I feel that. And that's what's annoying. I feel it. Just like with the Xbox Elite controller. I didn't like that one because I had to keep my fingers raised in the back. I couldn't really grip the controller. I had to hold it back there and rest on the buttons. Me personally, I didn't like that. This one, I feel like I got to reach for them, right? So, core shape, core feel in the hand, I like it. Thumbsticks are a little far apart. The back buttons are just like, that needs to be redesigned. That needs to be redesigned. Now, where I want to go with this here is the price, okay? This controller comes in at $150. The regular V2, it didn't have the back buttons, didn't have the attachable USB-C, didn't have RGB. It was $100. These days you can find it for like $75, right? You get your buttons up top and everything. That controller, I had it and it didn't excite me. At $100, it was just like, why? Let me go buy this for $50 or a custom one or a fancy design one for around $70. You know what I mean? Now this one here at $150. It has a lot on it. It has a great build, right? But the Elite controller is $150. It's wireless. Again, I stated the RGB's cool. It is. I'm not gonna lie. Me not even being a big RGB fan, but I feel like I'm paying for ridiculous stuff here. If it was wireless at $150, I would be a lot more excited here. How about this, guys? You guys remember that Turtle Beach controller we recently covered? What is this thing? $70? $90? Give me a sec. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We're going to pull this up together here, okay? $60. $60. Get the heck out of here. $60, guys. Sure, you don't have trigger stops. You don't have RGB. You do have the two buttons on the bottom. So yeah, the Razer one's packing a whole lot extra features. Hands down, we can't disagree with that, right? But I think some of the stuff is, I guess you got to decide, is it worth it? Those extra buttons up top, the RGB, the tactile switches. Me, wired controller, I love this. I've been using this since the day it came out. It feels just like an Xbox controller. Yes, straight up here, not to turn this into a massive comparison, the Razer one feels like it's built much better than the Turtle Beach. You got like a nice grippy texture on it. Turtle Beach one's like smooth, feels like a cheaper plastic. Again, this one you got nice rubber grips over here. Turtle Beach, you got like these hard grips. You don't really grip onto them too much, you know what I mean? All in all, yeah, the Razer one feels much more quality, but is it $150 quality compared to 60 bucks? So all in all, the Razer Wolverine V2 Chroma edition right here, you know, pretty much like the ultimate edition of this controller. Again, you're probably catching my vibe, 150 bucks. I just think it's a little bit overkill. I really do. It has to be wireless at that price point because again, in that price point, you're going against the Elite controller. And these days, that's 150 bucks all day long, right? You have to work on that price to be able to compete with the Prime controller, you know what I mean? As far as the fit, the feel, and hand, again, that's gonna be different per person right there. But I feel, my honest opinion here, even other than price, the shape, the feel, and everything, I feel like Razer's trying to reinvent and make something new and innovative from the Xbox controller, which I love innovation in tech, right? But when you got something that's so stinking good, you don't need to change it. Be as similar as you can to the stock version and build off that, kind of like you did with the previous generations of the controllers. Keep that shape, add features onto that. That's my take right here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. Hey, I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.